here looking for to buy that goat.
Well, why didn't you sell it to him?
Well, now, supposing I did and the owner showed up. That's how people get themselves into pokey.
But we have a legal right to sell this animal now, haven't we, Judge?
That's right. The decision was handed down in State of Nebraska versus 2 unclaimed guinea pigs, later amended to Nebraska versus unspecified number of guinea pigs.
That's fine, Judge. Now, Bertie, do you remember the name of the man who wanted to buy that goat?
No, sir, I don't.
Oh, what a pity.
But he left his card here, Tis.
Oh, his card. Good. Let's have it. Thanks. You?
I'll pick it up.
Never mind, Bertie. I'll get it.
Look out, Gildy. Get up. Here comes that goat.
What'd you say, Judge?
Run, Mr. Gildersleeve!
What's all the commotion?
Here, let me help you up. You aren't hurt, are you, Gildy?
No, of course not, Judge. I'm just practicing forced landings, that's all. Where is that goat?
You better get rid of him, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell him right now. Where's that man's card I dropped?
Well, it was on the grass a minute ago.
Yes, it was right over. Oh, somebody stop that goat. Oh, it's too late. He just chewed up the card with the customer's name.
We'll hear from the great Gildersleeve again in just a moment. But first, I want to spread the good news. All you busy homemakers will be tickled pink to know that there is a way to make delicious macaroni and cheese fast. In fact, you can make fluffy, light macaroni drenched in cheese goodness in just 7 minutes cooking time. The product called Kraft Dinner holds the secret of this speed. In every Kraft Dinner package, there's a quick cooking macaroni that needs no baking at all. Also, some Kraft Grated that in a twinkling gives you grand cheese flavor through and through. Just 7 minutes at the stove, and you have a marvelous main dish. Fluffy, tender macaroni, drenched in cheese goodness. The family will say Kraft Dinner is just about the best macaroni and cheese you ever made. And you'll say Kraft Dinner is a positive treasure on days when you have to work fast to get luncheon on time, or for dinners when you've spent the afternoon shopping or working late on your defense job. So stock the emergency shelf tomorrow with several packages of Kraft Dinner. And now let's return to the great Gildersleeve, who's putting the finishing touches on a temporary goat pen to hold Horace until he can be sold, given away, or just tied to some fence and ran from.
There we are, Leroy. And there you are, Mr. Goat. Yeah. Oh, but I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap in the hammock, Leroy.
Okay, you take it easy. I'm going over to Piggy Bank's house and see if his mother will let him take Horace.
All right. Only don't wake me up unless she's foolish enough to say yes.
Gee, poor Uncle Mort. He's getting to the age where he can't take these things. Oh, my gosh, dames.
Oh, there you are, Leroy. We've been looking for you, haven't we, girls?
That's right. We've just come from our first aid lesson, and we need to fix some quick to practice on before we forget everything we learned just now.
So come on, little man. Let us bandage you up.
Nothing doing, Sally. The last time you guys wrapped up my leg, my foot was asleep all afternoon. Besides, I gotta see a lady about a goat.
Well, it looks like we'll have to practice on each other.
Oh, no. Let's see if Bertie's here.
Right.
Oh, Bertie, would you like to come out here and be a victim?
A victim of what, Miss Marge? Circumstances?
No. Of a broken leg, brains, burns, everything.
No, ma'am. I have absolutely no inclinations in that direction.
We just want to practice first aid on you. We're just going to pretend that you're hurt.
Can't you do it just pretending I'm there, too? I've got a pressing engagement to press that dress she wants to wear tonight. But if you want me to leave that to go on...
No, Bertie, no. We'll find someone else.
Oh, say, Marge, isn't that your uncle over there in the hammock?
Yes.
Say.
He'd make an awfully jolly patient, wouldn't he?
Oh, I don't know. You think we've got enough bandages to go around it? Let's go over and ask him, huh? Come on, girl.
All right, well, let's be quiet.
Mr. Gildersleeve, do you mind if we use you as a dummy to practice our first aid on at a time nobody else will, and you don't have to disturb yourself in the least because we can go right ahead just the way you are?
The shoe flies, go away.
He's asleep. We shouldn't disturb him, Dottie.
If Uncle Mort's asleep, I don't think even Dottie can disturb him.
Yeah.
Do you mean it's all right to proceed?
Sure, just as long as we don't treat him too roughly or push him out of the hammock.
Oh, goody. I've just been waiting for a chance like this to practice my tourniquet.
Now, just hold still, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, this would be a good time to work on chest bandages.
No, I'm afraid we'd have to get him up for that.
Well, couldn't I just roll the bandage around him and the hammock?
Oh, yes. Yes, that would seem logical.
Well, what are you going to do, Margie?
Oh, I think I'll work on that treatment for burns and rub some of this salve on Uncle's face. It'll probably keep him from getting sunburnt, too. Ooh, this salve is certainly strong.
My, your uncle is certainly a sound sleeper.
Yes, just listen to that sound.
I never thought it would take so many bandages to go around your uncle's circumference, Marjorie.
Yes, that takes in a lot of territory, doesn't it?
Gosh, but this stuff is sticky. Anyone have an extra handkerchief?
Mm-hmm. Just a second and I'll be through. Then...
Dottie Dobson, what are you doing to my uncle?
Oh, I'm just tightening this tourniquet.
But good heavens, Dottie, you never use a tourniquet on the neck. Quick, I'm twisted.
Are you all right?
Wake up, Uncle. And maybe we better help him sit up.
Oh, he can't sit up. He's bandaged to the hammock.
In that case, we better...
Oh, my goodness, what's that?
It's our goat. He wants out.
Oh, he got out, too. Oh, dear, he's headed this way. What do we do? Oh, quick, girls, into the house. Oh, hurry, Marjorie.
I can't leave Uncle Mort like this. Oh, here he comes. Goodbye, Uncle Mort.
I can't get up. Who tied me down here? Well, why'd you do it? Oh, it's you. What do you want? You'll get away from me. Oh, your nose is cold. Yep, quit licking my face. Horace, your beard tickles.
Mr. Gildersleeve, don't you think you'd better figure out some way to get rid of that goat? Because the animosity against him on the outside is beginning to penetrate on the inside.
What do you mean, Bertie?
Well, I happen to know a certain very reliable and capable cook who has been offered a most lucrative position in a completely goatless household. Should I be more specific?
No. I think I understand, Bertie, and I'm trying to get rid of Horace, too.
Well, I sure hope you does, and instantaneously, too. I'm tired of flying a kite from the second floor every time I got clothes to dry and wearing a skillet whenever I have to bustle out into the yard. And you folks ain't had it so easy either, eating them buffet dinners every night standing up.
Well, let's not go into that, Bertie. It's a painful subject.
Oh, excuse me, Uncle Mort. I didn't know you were here.
Come here, young man.
Oh, me, Uncle?
Of course you. Leroy, did you have anything to do with Horace chasing the postman down the street and then eating our morning mail?
Well, only indirectly, Uncle Mort.
Oh?
You see, I was trying to train him to fetch the mail inside every morning the way Piggy Bank's dog does.
Well, he fetched it inside, all right.
Maybe we ought to buy him a muzzle.
What's the use? He'd eat that, too. What we should do is saw off his horns, trim off his beard, and then tip off the dog catcher.
You can't do that, Uncle Mort. He likes you.
Yes.
Every time he sees you, a look steals into his great, big, beautiful blue eyes.
Too bad I couldn't see that look when I was bending over to find the keyhole last night. He knocked me clear into the sitting room. Now what? As if I didn't know.
Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, that's me.
I'm from the city hall. Do you keep a goat on these premises in violation of the city zoning code? Of course you do. I can see him from here. Your county license to conduct a goat dairy is provided for in the civil statutes of this state? I thought not. Has a aforesaid goat proven a nuisance, disturber of the peace, and menace to life, limb, and real estate values? I thought as much. Better get rid of him at once, Gildersleeve. That goat is butting into everybody's business today.
All right, that's enough of me. Get your cap, Leroy, and come along.
Okay. Where are we going, Uncle?
You heard the man. We're going to take that backyard battering ram out to the country and get rid of him. Here, Horace. Come on, nice little goat. You lead him around to the car, Leroy.
All right. Careful, Uncle, you'll trip. Your shoelace is untied.
Shoelace untied? Oh, thank you. I've got to fix it now.
Oh, look out, Uncle. Here comes Horace.
I don't see him. Where is he?
Right back here. No, Horace.
I fooled him that time.
How, Unc?
I'm wearing my air raid warden helmet where it'll do the most good.
Slow down, Uncle Mort. Let's try that farmer up ahead.
That farmer? Oh, yes, but this is our 8th stop, Leroy. I never thought there were so many goat haters in this part of the country. Hello there, neighbor.
Well, hello there.
Oh, how would you like to buy a dandy goat at a cheap price?
No, thank you, gentlemen.
Gee, why not?
There's goats that's too stubborn. They're used like jackasses.
But just look at this animal. He's a genuine Jim.
A genuine Jim. He looked more like a Yorkshire Indian.
You can have him for only $2.
No, too high.
All right, I'm tired of hauling him around the countryside. You can have him for nothing.
That's still too high.
Well, then suppose I give you $3 or $4. How about that?
Oh, no, you're yoshing me.
I'm not yoshing you, joshing you. Well, what do you say?
No.
But why not?
That goat is worth $10 for sure. If you ask less, something went wrong, sure. You get along now. Get off my property. I don't want no dealings with hot goats.
Well, for the hot goat.
Uh-oh. Horace, what have you done? Gee, Unc, look at the upholstery in the back seat.
The upholstery? Oh, where is it?
I guess he ate it.
All right, brother, this is the end of the line.
What you gonna do, Unc?
Open that back door, Leroy. Now, get out, Horace. Shut the door quickly, Leroy.
All right. Goodbye, Horace.
Yeah, goodbye, Horace. Well, let's get home, Leroy. Yes, it's... My goodness, look, we're out of gas, Leroy. Horace, get away from those tires.
It's 7 o'clock, Miss Marge. You still want to wait dinner for Mr. Gildersleeve and Leroy?
Oh, yes, Bertie. Just a little while longer, anyhow. Oh, I do hope they come back without that goat.
Yes, ma'am, and so does everybody else who's ever come in contact with him. Though to give the devil his dues, that horse had the most personality I ever saw in a goat. Too bad it was all negative.
Oh, I don't know what we'll do if they bring him back again. Do you think we could hide him someplace where the neighbors wouldn't find out?
No, ma'am. They'd sure get the wind of it somehow.
I guess you're right.
Well, here we are.
Oh.
Is dinner ready, Bertie?
Yes, sir. How about that horse goat?
Oh, we found out who owned him and gave him back.
You did? Who does he belong to?
Summerfield Railroad Yards.
The railroad yard? Well, I've heard of donkey engines and cow catchers, but what do goats do on the railroad?
Well, Horace works down at the stockyards. He leads the sheep out of the pens and into the boxcars.
Yeah, and when he ran away, they thought he'd been shipped somewhere by mistake.
Yes, they were terribly glad to get him back again because it's practically impossible to move the sheep unless he leads them.
Oh, thank goodness that's all over.
You said it.
Well, now, if you folks get all cleaned up, I'll put dinner on right away.
Oh, dinner, and have I got an appetite?
Yeah, me too. Come on, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, sure. You don't know what a load this is off my shoulders. Why, I feel like something's wrong. What's that noise outside?
Oh, I can't imagine. It sounds like... You better go to the door, Uncle.
Yes, I'll soon find out. Oh, great jumping jeeps! Horace has come back again, and he's brought all his little sheep friends with him.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, I'd like to mention that macaroni and cheese is one of America's favorite dishes. And now Kraft makes it possible for you to prepare this favorite dish in only 7 minutes. You do it with a product called Kraft Dinner. For Kraft Dinner gives you a special quick-cooking macaroni that gets fluffy tender in boiling water in a hurry. No need to blanch and bake this macaroni. Also in the Kraft Dinner package is some Kraft Grated that puts grand cheese flavor into the macaroni quick. You spend just 7 minutes at the stove to get tender macaroni drenched in cheese goodness. It's a kitchen miracle that will thrill you and delight the whole family. Kraft Dinner is a main dish all by itself, 4 good servings in every box. If you serve it molded into a ring and filled with creamed seafood, you have a real party dish in a jiffy. So don't bother with blanching and baking macaroni anymore. Don't fuss with grating cheese and making a cream sauce. Give 'em grand macaroni and cheese cooked in 7 minutes. Stock up on Kraft Dinner tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this war that we're fighting, there are a million stirring stories of valor and endurance and personal sacrifice. At this very moment, on every ocean, men of our Navy are writing an heroic page in our history.
And in order that they may fight with untroubled hearts, secure in the knowledge that their loved ones at home are not in distress, the Navy Relief Society is asking us to contribute a fund of $5 million.
That's right, Marjorie. For 40 years, the men of our Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard have provided immediate direct relief for their dependents themselves. But now, since Pearl Harbor, the need has become much greater. And so all of us are going to have the privilege of helping.
Give now, and give generously, either to your local Navy Relief Drive or to the Navy Relief Society, 730 Fifth Avenue, New York City.
That's right, 730 Fifth Avenue, New York City. Thank you, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Original music heard on this program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to be with us again next week at this same time for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve. This program has come to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Yeah, that's my cue. Good morning, everyone. I'm just posting my crap to Facebook here because that's what I gotta do in the mornings, right? I gotta share. I like to share in the morning. So how's it going, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My neck feels like a bag of broken glass between my head and shoulders. I had got up this morning and I was walking around the house and I'm doing this and I'm looking around the house and I kept hearing this fucking noise, right? And it was this like grinding fucking, and it was me. And I was like, oh shit, that grinding, crunching sound is my fucking neck. Oi. Yeah. So it hasn't gotten any better since I woke up. Here I am. Here I am. Yeah, I had technical difficulties this morning. My computer decided that it wanted to run slow as soon as I went live. And I didn't notice, of course, until I went live, and then everything is just really glitchy and stoppy, and it's like, oh man. And I look at my CPU, my usage, and it's like maxed out. Oh yeah. And I'm like, well, that's not good. So I had to do maintenance, and uninstall and reinstall and do that kind of crap this morning. Yay. What I could really use this morning is a fucking bong hit. Like I said, ow. I have been up since about 3:30. I got up at about 3:30. Started flopping around in bed, got up, thought, well, I better fucking take a piss while I still can get some sleep. And I got up, and as I'm walking out to go to the restroom, I look at the clock, and it's like 3:45. And I'm like, fuck. My alarm is going to go off in 15 minutes. So I take a piss, I get back in bed, I'm laying there, and I'm like, all right, I got 10 minutes until I hit snooze for 10 minutes, until I hit snooze for 10 minutes, and then I get up. So I'm like, okay, I can get a half hour of rest waking up. And, I did not want to get up. I did not want to get up. I did not want to get up. But the pain in my neck, I did not want to stay in bed either. Good morning, Joey. How are you? You just got home from work. No, what did I tell you about that? What did I tell you? You work too much. That's what I told you. You work too much. You're young. You should be enjoying life. Right? That's what I'm trying to impress upon my daughter, is you got the rest of your life to do that whole, oh my God thing, right? Yeah, the last thing I want her to do right now in this part of her life is to tie herself down to a job. You know, you give yourself over. Yeah, you get money, but when you get to my age, you start thinking about all of that money that you made and what it did to your body to have to make that money. And it was not worth it. It was not worth it. I would rather have had 10 acres of my own land and work that for the last fucking 50 years, 40 years of my life. Because earning money, working for somebody else, is a poor investment. Oh, see, you're working Friday too. Oh, you probably have to work extra because you're going on vacation, right? But, you know, not only have you earned enough, you won't make it to my age. That's what I said. Be careful. Because I thought that I'd be dead by 35. And there are some days that I wish I had been dead since 35, because fucking A, man. Don't let the world use up your body, okay? Yeah. Don't do it. I keep telling my daughter, find something that you love to do and it won't be work, and it won't destroy you. Oh, you'll make it to my age, believe me. Unless, of course, the planet fails, which is quite likely. George Wendt passed away. That's a hard one. George Wendt. Norm! From Cheers. Wow. He was also on quite a few movies. He was in Fletch with Chevy Chase. He played the heroin dealer down on the beach. He was in the movie Dreamscape with Dennis Quaid. He was also in, what was it? God, yeah, see, you thought you'd be dead by 20. No, it don't work that way. Also, he was in a movie called House with William Catt. William Catt was the greatest American hero. The movie House has nothing to do with the Dr. House. This is from the 1980s. It has to do with a haunted house. A house that a guy moves into that is severely haunted. It's a great movie. Great movie. George Wendt, I believe he plays his friend who helps him kind of explore the craziness of this haunted house. George Wendt. I believe he was 76 years old. I haven't put together the video time machine for this week, so I'm hoping I can get George Wendt to take part in that. Anyway, I better do this bong hit here, because the pain is fucking crazy. Take care of yourself. Well, at least you're a couple up on me, right? You don't smoke cigarettes and you don't smoke pot. Both of those are a big cause of my demise. So don't smoke. Don't smoke. Still no word on whether or not Mom is going camping, or whether or not Grandma's going to be here. We just don't know yet. The brothers-in-law, my wife's brothers, are down there now, or on their way. And we're just kind of in a holding pattern here, waiting to find out what they want to do. The thing is that the brothers and sisters are the ones that go down there. So they're going to be the ones to bring her up, and they're going to be the ones to take her home. And it's going to be a matter of how long are they going to be able to accommodate her being here, having to have someone with her 24/7. She's old. She needs somebody with her. She needs somebody to take care of her, to be responsible for her well-being at all times. I can do that on occasion, for short bursts. But I don't know any Spanish. I do, but not enough for her to tell me what she wants and for me to understand what the fuck's going on. So, now my daughter, on the other hand, she has 4 years of Spanish. She has a certificate in Spanish from high school, and her mom is Mexican, so she talks Spanish all the time. She doesn't speak it as well as she understands it, mainly because she's shy like me and she's afraid of making boo-boos. So we're trying to logistically figure out how to take care of Grandma while she's here. My wife and her brother lives an hour up the road. So I imagine it's going to be kind of in between those two. I don't know if they're going to have her stay with them somewhere else before or after she gets here. I just don't know. So we're going to have to work that out. If she stays somewhere before she gets here and goes to her brother's house first, chances are Mom will be going camping and everything will be normal. And then during the time that Grandma is here, Mom will just be taking off time from work and I'll be picking up the slack. Yeah. Totally. As well as my daughter. My daughter will help me in place of my wife. So. It's a little extra work for me and my daughter, but we don't care. We want Grandma here. Muy importante. Hello. Yeah, like for sure. My viewer count is at 0 this morning. So anybody watching probably is incognito. Usually I'm like the first viewer. I'm like, there's a number 1 there, and usually that's me because I'm watching on a monitor. But, there ain't much going on this morning here as far as viewers. But that's okay. It's all right. So today's record is an old-time radio record because it's Old-Time Radio Wednesday. And because today we are talking about the great Gildersleeve. Today's record is the great Gildersleeve. So let's pull him out. This is another one of those records that my father brought home from Tower Records in the 1970s when he was working on the radio himself. And he would pick these up for a couple of bucks, and then he would take the opening theme, and he would use the opening theme. He'd put a bunch of opening themes together and use them on his show as kind of a nostalgia thing. This Gildersleeve here is 1951. This Gildersleeve. I have this Gildersleeve. The ones that we've been listening to this morning were actually from the 1940s. So the ones we're listening to this morning are from 1942. The ones we listen to on my channel are from 1942. I kind of thought you were still there because you never come up on my count. But my count is 0, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So the great Gildersleeve, he started, the character started as Dr. Gildersleeve on Fibber McGee and Molly in the 1930s, right? And he was on that show for a few years as a doctor. And they decided to give him his own show, but they didn't want to make him a doctor because they had to have a full-time story built around this guy. So they made him the owner of a manufacturing company that makes brassieres. So he makes bras. Yeah, totally. So that right there in itself lends itself to a lot of humorous stuff. But, strangely enough, they never actually did a whole lot of shows where they dealt with his brassiere company. A couple early on where Leroy, he thinks that his father makes like armaments, right, for the war. And he don't. Yeah, but it's a great fucking show. We're at the 6 o'clock hour, Pacific Standard Time. We'll pop on one of the episodes from this album here. I found Gildy tries to sell opera tickets, is what it is here. And the show is actually titled Gildy Stuck with Opera Tickets. And this show is from 1945, about halfway through the series. Because, you know, it goes on about 10 years. And then it actually makes it to the television. A lot of these old-time radio shows try their hand at television. Most of them don't make it. Gunsmoke, of course, was the one that made it. It was the longest-running radio show for forever until it was beaten out by a couple of weird shows like The Simpsons. It was the longest-running television show forever. It still, I believe, it still is the longest-running television series drama. Hour-long drama. While, you know, The Simpsons holds as the longest-running animated series. And I think it's going to keep that. I don't think that anybody's going to come along to beat The Simpsons in longevity. And I don't know why. I really do not like The Simpsons. I liked it when they first came out, when they were a part of another show. Can anybody tell me what part of what The Simpsons were a part of? They were a part of another show before they got their own time slot. They were the lead in and lead out from the commercials on a show. Anybody know what that show is? Anyway, I'll give you a kiss if you can tell me. And then the first 10 years of The Simpsons, great stuff, but it changed with the times, but the show didn't change. It became stale. Of course, The Simpsons can move along through generations, right? It's like, well, the first 10 years is your years, but the middle 10 years is my time, you know. And other people are like, no, it's the last, and whatever. It's like following the Grateful Dead, I guess. You know, everybody has their periods of the Grateful Dead, their Dead era, right? That's my era. The beginnings of The Simpsons, great. Not so much anymore. They should have ended with Simpsons the movie. That should have ended it. That should have been it. But, you know, lo and behold, they found a new blood in their viewers. When I saw the Simpsons movie, I was like, all right, finally they're going to move on. We can put something else in that time slot. We can, maybe Futurama can... Nope. I wish they had let Futurama go 10 years. If they had let Futurama go 10 years, I think it either would have kept going or it would have been able to wrap up like The Simpsons should have done. The Simpsons wrap it 10 years after, they should have just wrapped it. Moved on, created something new. Sure, do Futurama, and then do something else, and then do something else. And they just get stale. They've got that weird Middle Ages show on Netflix. I don't get it. Yeah. It's like he put everything into The Simpsons and left nothing else, you know, for another show. He tries another show and it's just like, eh. Futurama was great because it was still early on in his creative genius. And now he just sits and collects a paycheck, you know. That's it. He don't do anything anymore. You know, every once in a while he draws something, and every once in a while he writes something. But, yeah, To me, The Simpsons is just a waste of time anymore. It is. I mean, if you're going to buy The Simpsons on DVD, you might as well stop after 10, you know, because you're just going to see the same crap, you know, revamped, reboiled, rehashed. That whole thing that Simpsons tells the future, bullshit. People are reading, people are absorbing all of this shit in, and then when something happens, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm part of a Simpsons episode. It's fucking planned. It's fucking planned. You know, and if it isn't planned, it's totally coincidental, because, you know what, 30 fucking some years of The Simpsons, of course, it's going to just seep its way into everything, you know. Everything. I'm over it. I'm over it. Yeah, it's hear me now and forget about it later. It's crazy, man. Oh, last night I just finished uploading the main programming for the week of the 4th of July. Now I am gathering material for the day of the 4th of July. So what I'm going to try to do is gather enough material so that when I finish here in the morning at 7, a video is presented on my channel, and then something at 7:30, and then at 8 we get the normal show. But then again at 8:30 I've got to put in some more, and then at 9 and 9:30 and 10, or 10, 11, 12. I'm going to try to fit in stuff so that every hour you get something that lasts almost an hour, or every half hour you get something that lasts almost a half hour. But I'm going to try to program the 4th of July with meaningful education films, radio shows, TV stuff, programs, whatever I can dig up. Highlighted is stuff like Black America, immigrants, Native Americans, Mexican Americans, you know, 4th of July stuff, bicentennial, 1776 to 1976, that kind of stuff. This is the year before the bicentennial plus 50, right? What the hell's that called? Sesquicentennial? 250 years. 50 years anniversary is called what? Bicentennial. Wow. A semi-quincentennial, or bicentennial. I'm going to type this into the comments here, just because it looks so ridiculous. What do I use? What do I use? What do I use? I'll use the phone. So 250 years. 250 years is year anniversary is called a, let's see if we can get this. So bicen, so let's go bicen, quin, bicen, quin, quag, and airy. Fucking English language kills me. Okay, here we go. Somebody please help me. Bicenquinquagenary. Bicenquinquagenary. I need a bong hit. Oh, that's too bicenquinquagenary. Bicenquinquagenary. The more you say it, the more it's fun to say. I gotta heat up my coffee. Bicenquinquagenary. That's a hell of a word. Yeah, it's a hell of a word. Whew. Hot coffee, hot coffee. Bicenquinquagenary. Who makes these fucking words up? Is that some kind of Latin bullshit? I mean, come on. What does he mean by bullshit? ¿Qué dice? Bullshit. ¿Por qué se dice bullshit? I don't know. Because it's just fucking bullshit, man. That's a bullshit word. Bicenquinquagenary. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's 5:30 in the a.m. here. It's Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. In my head, I said 1980. What? The album of the day is The Great Gildersleeve. Check it out. Let me see if I can find some great Gildersleeve. Yeah, well, actually, I don't need to do that because you can just go to the Great Gildersleeve playlist on my channel and listen to a whole lot of Gildersleeve. There's a lot. Pardon me. Boy. Next year, July 4th, is going to be the country's 250th anniversary. Its birthday, right? So, assuming that I may not be able to next year, I'm doing it this year. And I'm going to kind of put everything I can into the 4th of July this year, celebrating the bicenquinquagenary. I love it. I love that word. I'm going to get that put on a t-shirt. America's bicenquinquagenary. Yeah, baby. That's just the shit, right? 250 years. 250 years. The thing was, back then, when it was 200 years in 1976, that was a big deal for America. Right now, Hollywood just celebrated its 100th birthday. And I in my dream last night, the Hollywood sign was crap. It said Holly. And what did Hollywood do to celebrate 100 years of the Hollywood sign? Not a fucking thing. Shame on you. So I imagine that the country is going to completely wash over the bicenquinquagenary and not even fucking celebrate it, right? Which would be fucking stupid, because you need to keep the generations involved in order to keep them giving a fuck, right? America was so proud, and I mean, even portions of the country, Native Americans, Mexican, Black Americans, we were still proud of the country, right? In some form or fashion. And now, we're so divided. I don't know if we can get together to celebrate the country's bicentennial, right? The semi-sesquicentennial, the semi-testicle. I don't know. You would think that America would be all in to go, yeah, we're still here, and then to get these generations involved to say, you know what, let's be proud of our country. Let's do stuff. But we haven't. In the last 50 years, we really haven't done much in this country to be proud of, really. We've survived. We've become capitalist fucking nightmare of the planet. But what have we really done? Right? What have the people done? Right? Given over most of the manufacturing to other countries? You know, so is America really great? And that whole let's make America great again, it's an actual thing. You got to go about it the right way. You can't go back 200 years to try to make America great, which is where they're, you know, let's go backwards and, you know, start from back here and work forward again. You can't do that. You need to fix it now. You can't just go back and let's just live like we used to live. You know, let's get women back in the kitchen. Let's get the minorities working down into slave jobs, right? And let's get more white people up here taking charge of stuff, right? Let's do that. Let's do that. That's pretty much what I see is going on. You know, affluent white Americans taking over everything. You know, the country is being overrun by selfish fucking people, Karens, people who have their heads up their ass, people who have no idea what fucking history has tried to teach us. They just see the now. I want my peace now, and fuck everything else. Fuck what it does to the world and to everybody else. Right? Right? I'm telling you, I've got my my TV guide from 1978 here. May 20th through May 26th. We're going to read from that and talk. And we're going to talk about this. So there's a new TV show coming up. It's like on Showtime or one of them weird channels that I don't get. And it's got that guy. It's got that guy who played Sawyer on Lost, right? That actor dude. And J.J. Abrams is doing a new series called Duster. And it's set in 1977. Period pieces are really hard to do, right? The older you get, because there's less and less stuff to use to make it seem real. So you have to make things, have to recreate props and products and items and things. So period pieces are really tough. Period pieces set in the 70s are fucking fun, because there was so much going on. You know, technology was just right at a huge turning point. Technology, TV, computers, home entertainment, music, MTV. I mean, there was just so much fucking going on right at the cusp of the 80s, right? It's crazy. Disco in, or disco out, MTV in. I mean, disco was alive until MTV took over. And we were able to see that there was way more going on than just disco. And then disco said, woo! Right? Dixo. He can't spell. He's a little dyslexic. He's a little dyslexic. A dyslexic. I don't know. Picked up some dubage yesterday. I went back a little bit. I got a little bit lesser expensive weed, mainly because I didn't want to spend that much money. I wanted to spend a little bit of money and get some gummies for my daughter, because she's on summer break from university. So there are some days that she just wants to, totally wants to just relax and chill out, right? So I picked up this weed, and it's really good. I don't even know what it's fucking called. CC Azul is what it's called. And it's a good combination of THC and the cannabinoids and stuff. Sometimes when you go real high on the THC level, you smoke it for a couple of weeks and you just get like, wow. So you have to constantly change the different pot that you smoke so that you don't get like, what do you call it? You don't get used to it, man. You don't get, what you call it, man, burned out. You don't, your tolerance for it. That's what we're doing. We're trying to make it so that you get a good buzz no matter when you're smoking, no matter what kind. So I always change it up, and I change the way I smoke it too. I'll do bong, I'll do one hitter. Every once in a while, I'll roll a joint and smoke a joint. Sometimes I'll use a glass pipe. And when I do that, it's just because if I smoke it the same way every time, it doesn't really work as well. So I'm constantly changing it up, and constantly changing up the kind of weed that I'm doing, because that can help keep it different. When I was, young, a teenager, smoking pot, it was always good. It was always good because it was always different. You never got the same bag of weed more than 2 or 3 times, right? Because it came in batches. It came in small batches, quarter pound, half pound, a pound, and that, rationed out over a whole town, from one supplier. It can go pretty quick, and then you're looking for another pound, and it's different. So we were always getting different weed. Every once in a while, in the mid-'80s, early to mid-'80s, we started getting different weed. I remember in 84, 85, getting chocolate Thai weed and skunk weed for the first time. And that was like, wow. That was a mind bender, totally. Most of what we had been used to getting here in Southern California was just Mexican red hair in big blocks, and then it has to be broken up, and so you're getting, scraggly weed, basically. A lot of stems and seeds, and the bud is not really bud-like, and then you get skunk weed from Northern California, and it's this big hard-on of a bud, and you're like, whoa, that's pot, right? I remember growing some of that from seed when I was a teenager in my basement, and I grew this plant that was like this big, right? From like the bottom of my beard to the top of my hands, right? It was about this big. It was just a big bush, right? It wasn't tall, it wasn't really huge. It was just this big bush, and it all turned into one giant solid bud. After a while, there were very few leaves bigger than this. They were all just bud, encrusted in crystal. I smoked on that. There was like a couple of ounces in there, and I smoked on that forever. And it was that was my first dabble into growing my own weed. And I've never been as successful as I was with that one plant, right? I've had plants like that since then, but nothing that even compares to the quality. Totally. Totally, man. Totally, man. Totally, man. Totally, man. Yeah, my stomach is growling at me. It just wants me to eat. That's all right. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll eat eventually. My brain knows this, but it's not telling my stomach. So my stomach is just like, all you're going to do is give us coffee? Come on, man. For now, that's all you get. I could eat like a muffin or something, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to. Okay. So today's hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day. Nothing much really planned for hump day. That's why we do the old-time radio stuff. Because it's already old-time radio Wednesday. We've already got the radio shows ready to listen to mostly. We already know a lot about the radio shows. They're easy to find. I can just say, hey, check my channel out. And there they are. So do that. Check it out. We got a lot of Gildersleeve in my channel. And it is fucking hilarious stuff. I have the entire series up to episode 68, and including episode 100 and something that we're going to be listening to this morning. There are a few hundred episodes of this show. I am going to be bringing to my channel everything that I can find of Gildersleeve. Well, go to sleep then, brother. Yeah, you need your rest, man. They work you too hard. Start looking for that life that you want to experience, right? Outside of work. And start aiming towards that, brother. Start looking for something that you can go and work at every day that just makes you feel like $1 million. Even if all you make is $2, then it's worth it. Have a great day's sleep and a great night at work. And I'll see you mañana. Peace. Well, as Joey goes to sleep and rests up for another night of work, looks like they're working him pretty hard there. Unfortunate, but he's young, and that's what we do when we're young. Just remember that if you do it too much and too hard, people, you're going to wind up old and broken before your time. Como yo. So don't do that. I gave everything to all of the employers physically that I was working for. Physically, I gave myself over to the jobs. Granted, had I spent more time in the gym and working out and taking care of myself and getting myself, able to handle the work on a regular basis, gym work, well, what would that have given me, right? Then my whole life would have been about working for that other person, that other entity, company or whatever. So, no, I tried to spend as much time playing or investing in my own leisure as I did investing in working for someone. But still, work, it just takes your body, it takes your life, it takes your being away. Pretty soon, all you are is that guy. Everything you are is wrapped up in being that employee, right? And that's the thing that always got me. It's like, that's not who I am. I'm not Michael the house painter, right? I always hated that, that you are what you do. And that's not it. What you do should be a means to be able to do what you want and be who you are on the inside. But we look, and even from being a little kid, what are you going to be when you grow up? I'm going to be me, motherfucker. You know, are you going to be a ballerina or a fireman or a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer or a police? No, I'm going to be me. Those things might help me to attain the me that I want to be, but that's not me. I'm not a fucking house painter. I'm not Michael the handyman, all right? I'm not Michael the house cleaner. I'm crazy old weird bearded guy. You know, I'm here, I'm weird, get used to it, love it or fucking leave it. But I am not the job that I do, right? You get so many people who just become the job. And pretty soon, there is nothing about them that is them anymore. It's the job. You try to hang out with them, and what do they talk about? The fucking job. Or stuff related to the fucking job. I have relatives, in-laws, and people that I know, and I can't hold on a conversation with them because all they want to talk about is their job. Yeah, we got this going on at work, and this is happening, and last week we did, you know, and there was this big rush on it. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck. If I cared, I'd work there, but I don't. So, you know, let's talk about what else is going on in your life? Well, I got this great deal at work on these things, so I'm putting in this new... And it's like, oh, fuck. Okay. Go ahead. Blah, 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 blah. And I just tune the shit out, you know? People just... They're not the job, man. Keep yourself. Don't let the job take you away and steal you from your own fucking life, man. Get out of that slave mentality that they got you in. And they got you convinced that this is the way it's supposed to be. Right? This is the way it's supposed to be. And it's not. You know? We are not. This is not a workaday world. It's not get up and go 9 to 5 and pay your bills. And that's not what it's all about. That's what the higher ups, the powers that be, want you to think, because that's modern slavery. All he talks about is work. Yeah, the night manager. See, you try to sit and have a conversation with somebody, and they won't stop about. They have nothing personal to say. They got nothing, you know. All right, good night, brother. Take it easy. Go to bed already. It's horrible. It is horrible. You don't even want to talk to people because that's all they fucking talk about. It's like, wow, I used to enjoy talking about this guy, and then he got that job. And even though he's had that job now for 10 years, he can't fucking shut up about it, right? If you think that people would just leave it at work and walk away from it and not even think about it until it was time to put that fucking outfit back on and be that guy again. Nope. Nope. If I work at a place and somebody's like, "Whoa, where can I?" and I would have to like refrain from saying, "Hey, you know what? I can find you a great. If you go to my place, I would literally have to just say." Unless somebody else said, "Hey, talk to Michael because he could probably hook you up." And then I would say, yeah, here, check this out. And then I would leave it alone and walk away from it, right? Because once you give yourself over to that lifestyle, you just become a slave. And that's all you want to talk about it, you know? And you don't even care that you don't like massa. Because massa's going to help. You know what? Let me talk to my boss because he can help you. He can hook you up, you know. And you hate talk. Hey, boss. Right. But you're going to go out of your way to help somebody because it's your fucking job, and that's all you can think about is your fucking job, you know. Yeah, bring it by the shop. We'll check it out. No. I don't want my friends and work involved together because I want to be able to leave work behind and go talk to my friends and not talk about work. I don't want friends from work. I always hated having friends from work. I never made friends at work because I didn't want to go to the bar and be with the same guy that I was working all fucking day with, right? Or go out on the weekend with the same fucking guy I spent the whole week with, right? And talk about work. Ugh, give me a break. You know what? At 5 o'clock, I don't want to hear a fucking thing about work anymore. I tuned it out at 4:20, man. I'm just killing time until it's time to stop thinking about work completely. I don't know how people can just work. It's because they have no life. They've given their life over to their job. They are the job. Motorcycle. Yeah, I just no. I'm going to heat up my coffee real hot, and then we are going to listen to some old-time radio for half an hour, and then we'll talk a little bit about it and read from the TV guide. How's that? So I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Yeah, I could do this while the thing is playing, but... Okay. Oh, so more on the camping update. Last night I went out and I yanked everything out of my van, all the stuff out of the cabinets, 5 cabinets up there, and created the first food box. It's a little wooden box with paper plates and cups and bowls and plasticware and salt and pepper and that kind of stuff. So that's the first of the food boxes. And then I also brought in some blankets and pillowcases and sheets and stuff to wash that go back into the van. I'm going to go out today and strip the cushion covers off of my 3 cushions and launder those. I stopped yesterday after I got it all emptied out before I vacuumed. My wife's like, you want to take the dogs to get their nails cut before you vacuum? And I'm like, okay. So we did that. I came back and ate and took a nap. And then, of course, got up last night and didn't do much other than sit and watch some TV and finish off another week of programming. So there you go. If I'm real lucky, I can get another week of programming uploaded by Friday or Saturday and try to stay a week ahead. If I can do that, then during the week of August, I won't have anything to do because I'm not going to be here during one of those weeks during the month of August. So the whole month of August should be programmed right on through September. By the time I take my little vacation in the middle of August, the channel should be programmed out to the end of September. And I should probably try to put together the video time machines for that week and the week before, maybe the week after, because I'll have some stuff going on. So there. Like the weekend before we go camping, I'm going to try to do the video time machine and get everything nailed down so that when Joey is here during that week and during the camping, especially when I'm gone, I won't have anything to do. When I'm here during that week that Joey is here, I'll have stuff to do because I got stuff to do. But when I go camping, everything should be already programmed. Video time machine. So I can come back on that Thursday and just not have to, like, oh my gosh, I got a show to make. So there. So basically, I still need to kind of vacuum out the van, wash the windows, dust everything out, kind of clean it up, and then start packing in everything we need for the camping trip. The van is going to be packed for at least a week before we go, because I'm going to start like now and start putting in every little. Right now it's already got an air mattress, it's already got a food box, it's already got some camping items. So my wife tried to get me to go out to our storage trailer and dig up the little camping stove, but I'm like, nope, I can't I can't do it. We came home yesterday afternoon and I ate and then had a bong hit of this weed and it was like, oh, my eyes just went to slits. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for a nap. And of course I left my phone out here and went in there and turned the air conditioner on, and I slept so good yesterday during my nap. I did not want to get up, but I got up and only gave myself a couple of hours, because if I do more than that, then I just don't want to get up. And then I can't sleep at night. So I talked to my wife and daughter both. I said, so a little box to put our phones in to shield us from them, and little portable little alarm clocks to wake us up so that we don't have to have our phone sitting next to us as an alarm clock. My wife said, sure. My daughter's like, but I like to use my phone as my alarm. And I'm like, oh, so work with me on this, right? Well, you find an alarm that sounds similar to your phone alarm, and you just go with that. Your phone is right there next to you. It's right, if you need it, all you do is open up this box, and there's your phone, right? But those waves aren't with you, you know. You take your phone out, you let it accept all of that stuff, all of that information that it's been waiting to absorb, and then there you go. I really relish the idea of getting one. I'm really looking forward to it, because I know from personal experience many times that it's just better. It's just better for you. I've been trying to get this, you know, for a long time. So there you go. Yeah. It's time for another bong hit, and then it's 6 a.m. Let's listen to some, let's just get rid of you altogether. We don't need you there. Let's listen to some great Gildersleeve, because we can. Where is it? There it is. All right. So this is from 1945, and it is Gildy is Stuck with Opera Tickets. It is titled in the album, Gildy Sells Opera Tickets. So he gets stuck with opera tickets and then has to, what do you say, what do you call that? Scalp. He has to scalp those tickets. So him standing outside the opera trying to sell tickets.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve.
Totally. Alrighty. Let's put me up here today.
It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Perry, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products.
I look like a TV on the corner wall in there. Too bad I can't switch it to black and white.
Telephone.
I got it. Miss Gildersleeve's residence. I'm sorry that Miss Gildersleeve isn't up yet.
Birdie's the same.
Yes, ma'am. I'm surprised myself. Is there any message? Okay. I sure don't understand it. Mr. Gildersleeve is a man who'd rather eat than sleep any day.
Got any more toast, Bertie? Who was that?
Some lady for your uncle.
Dames.
Who was it, Bertie?
I don't know, except it wasn't Miss Ransom or Miss Goodwin.
Well, someone new. He didn't get in till pretty late last night.
Here he comes now. Hi, Unc.
Oh, good morning, Leroy.
So Leroy must be
You
played
aren't
by a
thinking of
man.
going anywhere in that sweater, I trust.
Sure, why not?
Because it's filthy. Change it.
Because his voice
Good morning,
hasn't changed.
Marjorie. Good morning, Bertie.
Good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good afternoon, Unky.
No, my dear.
Unky.
Your lady friends have already been phoning you.
Lady phone? Who?
I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve, except it wasn't one of the regulars.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that expression, Bertie.
She means it wasn't Mrs. Ransom or Miss Goodwin.
Oh, did you tell her I was out, Bertie?
No, sir, I told her you was asleep.
That might give people a bad impression, Bertie. If it was my secretary down at the office, for instance, she might... Well, it wouldn't be good for her morale.
No, sir. You want some practice, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie, I'm good and hungry.
And don't forget some more toast, Bertie.
I ain't forgotten, Leroy.
Marjorie, I'd like to see the morning paper if you're through with it.
Almost, Unky.
Boy, it was pretty late when you came in last night, Unc.
How did you happen to be awake?
I wasn't. Not till you tripped over something in the hall.
Yes, I tripped over your football, my boy. I've told you not to leave that thing lying around where people can fall over it.
Oh, sorry, Unc. Where'd you put it? I need it this morning.
I put it where no one will ever trip over it again for some time.
Put out!
I've warned you often enough, my boy.
Oh, gosh. Whenever he stays up late, this is the way.
Here's the paper, Unky. Look, I want to show you something. On the society page.
I'm not interested in the society page.
You will be. Listen to this. Music lovers in Summerfield will have a rare treat next Saturday when the Wings of Song Opera Company makes a special benefit appearance here.
Oh, let me see that. The event is being sponsored by the exclusive Summerfield Women's Club in conjunction with the sponsors committee of other socially prominent citizens. Box parties are already being planned, and the whole affair promises to be one of the top events of the season for the Summerfield elite. Phew.
What does elite mean, Unc?
Means a bunch of stuffed shirts, my boy. Well, they can have their opera.
But, Unky, you don't want to miss it.
I'm evidently not socially prominent enough to be on the committee.
That's no reason you couldn't go and enjoy the music.
I wouldn't enjoy it if I went. Opera in Summerfield can't possibly be any good.
I don't see why not. It's a regular opera company.
There are good opera companies and bad opera companies, my dear. Distinguish between them requires rare musical judgment. Now, who has selected this opera company? Mrs. Pettibone, the president of the Women's Club. She never heard an opera in her life. Now, if they'd seen fit to consult with me, but no. Oh, no. Mr. Gildersleeve isn't quite la-di-da enough to be on any opera committee. Oh, mercy, no.
Jeepers, what's he all excited about?
I'm perfectly calm, my boy. I'm a little disappointed, I'll admit. There are people in Summerfield who think more of so-called ancestry than they do of real worth, that's all. I happen to believe that opera should be enjoyed by everybody, not simply by the favored few.
I still don't see why you can't just buy a ticket.
Because I'm not the kind of a person who likes to horn in where he isn't wanted.
You mean just because you're not on the committee, you won't go to the opera?
Oh, that has nothing whatever to do with it. The opera won't be any good, I'll tell you that. Some small-time company I never heard of. Any opera company that would come to Summerfield must have something to hide.
I got it, Mr. Gildersleeve. Mr. Gildersleeve's resident. Yes, ma'am. He's been up, about 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, Bertie.
Yes, ma'am. I'll call him. Mr. Gildersleeve, I think it's the same lady.
Yeah, Bertie, you don't have to tell people I'm asleep, and you don't have to tell them how long I've been up. Hello. Oh, yes, Mrs. Pettibone. Yes, I read about it in this morning's paper. Me? A sponsor? I'm pretty busy, Mrs. Pettibone. But, of course, where opera is concerned, I'll be glad to help. You bet. Any time at all. Not at all, Mrs. Pettibone. Thank you. Oh, solo mio. Da, 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 da.
What a character.
You children have to hurry and get out of here now. Mrs. Pettibone and Mrs. Bullard are coming over to consult me about the opera.
I'll get right out, Unc. I could play outdoors if I knew where my football was.
It's in the laundry hamper upstairs.
Gee, thanks, Unc. I'll do the same for you sometime.
Yes, yes. Oh, solo mio, da 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 da. Just sit down any place, ladies. Sofa, Mrs. Pettibone?
This chair is very comfortable, thank you.
Then I'll try the sofa.
Fine, Mrs. Bullard. Shove over a little. I can't tell you ladies how enthusiastic I am about this opera thing.
I knew you would be. I said to Mrs. Bullard, I said, Mr. Gildersleeve is one man I know we can count on, I said. Didn't I say that, Mrs. Bullard?
She certainly did, Mr. Gildersleeve. She sang your praises. She said you're a man that knows and appreciates music.
Well, I happen to have, I've had a little musical training.
Mr. Gildersleeve sings, Mrs. Bullard. Did I tell you Mr. Gildersleeve sings?
Oh, I've heard him from across the street.
I'm afraid sometimes I forget myself. That is, I forget what a big voice I have. You need a big voice in opera, of course.
Mr. Gildersleeve, don't tell me you sung opera.
Well, I appeared in 1 or 2 productions at college. What opera is the company going to present?
Well, that's up to the committee to decide. We'll want your advice on that, of course, as one of the sponsors.
Oh, at your service, ladies.
Which opera do you prefer, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, they're all good.
The Grand Ole Opera. They're all good.
I think we can decide that later, Mrs. Bullard. There's another problem that we have to consult Mr. Gildersleeve about.
Yeah?
Since this is for charity, we've got to make it a success.
Oh, it will be.
If it is, it'll be due to the efforts of a handful of men like yourself, Mr. Gildersleeve. We're not asking many sponsors.
Is that so?
Oh, very few, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Uh-oh.
But your name is so well known.
Well, everybody sees it on their water bill once a month. Say, how would it be if I sent out a little notice about the opera along with my December statements?
I don't think that would be quite appropriate.
Why not? Good way to sell tickets.
Oh, we won't have any trouble selling tickets. People are going to be fighting for tickets. After all, Summerfield has never had an opera.
I see. How much are the tickets?
$5 apiece.
$5 apiece?
Whoa.
Yes, you see our problem, Mr. Gildersleeve. The tickets are so ridiculously cheap that everybody will want to come. Isn't it silly?
Ridiculous.
But we've thought of a way around it. All our sponsors are taking 15 tickets apiece. That's $75 worth.
But I only have a niece and nephew. I doubt if my nephew cares much for opera.
Oh, no. You sell the tickets to your friends, Mr. Gildersleeve. Just your best friends. You see, that way we can keep the tickets in the hands of the desirable element.
Oh, well, I'll be glad to call up a few people and...
Of course. But the sponsors take the tickets in advance. That'll be $75, Mr. Gildersleeve, and if you'll just write us out a check.
Huh.
Check, you mean now?
He
Well,
got
it wouldn't be too much
hornswoggled.
trouble.
Oh, no trouble. Only,
Yes?
nothing.
Hornswoggled.
Let's see. Checkbook.
Bamboozled.
Checkbook. Where is it?
Make it out to Earl Lewis, Wings of Song Opera Company, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I see. Earl Lewis, Wings of Song Opera Company. Where am I going to get rid of 15 tickets, I wonder? 75 and hundreds. 15 tickets. Do I know 15 people that like opera? Do I know 15 people with $5? Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Totally.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Peavy?
Well, howdy, PB.
How's things down at the waterworks?
Gosh, I haven't even thought about the waterworks. I've been so busy with the opera. Just dropped in to
What
check
about
up
your
on these
brassiere
tickets I left with
company?
you.
Oh, don't worry about those, Mr. Gildersleeve. I got them right here. I put them in the cash drawer for safekeeping.
But have you sold any?
No, Mr. Gildersleeve, I haven't. To tell you the truth, there doesn't seem to be much demand for them.
Well, it's like anything else, Peavy. You have to create the demand. You have to sell them.
I know, but just the same, I wonder if you haven't picked the wrong outlet here.
Why?
Well, in all the years I've been in the pharmacy business, I can't recall that anyone has ever come in here and asked for opera tickets. People come in and ask for a lot of things. I had a woman come in and ask for 12 skate keys once. Never told me what she wanted them for.
Skate keys at a drugstore? Why, that's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. It was just by the merest chance that I happened to have them. But as I say, I never had anybody ask for opera tickets. Of course, there hasn't been any opera.
Yes. Well, you can't wait for people to ask you for them, Peavy. You've got to ask them.
Oh, I do?
Yeah. The reason you haven't sold any tickets is you haven't tried.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. If you ask me, the reason I haven't sold any is... Well, I don't like to say this, but I wonder if you haven't set the price a little high, $5.
I didn't set the price, Peavy. That's what they cost. I'm not making anything on this, you know.
I know, but $5. That's $10 if you take the wife. And what man would go to an opera if it wasn't for his wife?
That's not the attitude, Peavy. You're not supposed to enjoy this. It's for charity.
That's what I say. What charity?
What's that?
I say, what charity is it being given for?
Oh. Oh, yes. Well, I don't know that that's been settled yet. But it'll be a worthy one, yes.
Pardon me, just a moment. Customer.
Don't forget about the tickets.
Good morning, Mrs. Hornberg.
Good morning, Mr. Peavy.
Fine day.
Yes, it is. Oh, is this gentleman ahead of me?
Oh, no. Go right ahead. I'm just waiting. Don't forget, Peavy.
What can I do for you, Mrs. Hornberg?
I'd like some aspirin, please.
Aspirin. Any particular brand?
Well, which is best?
Well, they're all monoacetic acid ester or salicylic acid.
They're all what?
They're all aspirin.
Peavy, the tickets.
Keep your shirt on.
You mean there's no difference between any of them?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I think I'll just take this one.
A very wise choice. That'll be 10 cents and 1 cent for the governor. Will there be anything else, Mrs. Hornbeck?
Peavy.
No, I think that's all, thank you.
Any razor blades? Shaving lotion? Cod liver oil?
No, thank you.
Peavy.
Vitamin tablets? We have a special on bath salts.
Well, no,
You wouldn't want any tickets to the opera, would you?
No, I think that's... Did you say opera tickets?
Just a suggestion. I didn't really think you would.
Oh, my goodness.
There's your package, Mrs. Hornbeck. Thank you very much, and call again. There, you see, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Peavy, you take the cake. By George, you couldn't sell mittens at 60 below zero.
Well, now, I wouldn't say that.
Give me back my tickets. I'll sell them myself.
Oh, what happened?
And we'll find out how the great Gildersleeve sells the tickets in just a moment.
Right.
Mr. Lang, before you say anything about parquet margarine, do you generally have a big breakfast at your house?
Well, we usually have a substantial breakfast.
Let's talk about the war.
Breakfast at their house is such a hectic affair. Everybody sort of eats and runs.
Yes, I expect that's true with a lot of people. But I think you'll find that a great many of our go-getting Americans have learned that they need the nourishment a hearty, hot breakfast provides.
I wish I could get that idea across in my home.
Well, then I'd suggest that you make each breakfast as tempting as possible by serving hot breads or pancakes, or, of course, you'll stand by toast. And to make any kind of bread you serve taste extra good, I'd recommend parquet margarine as the spread. Parquet is preferred by millions as a spread for bread because of its unmatched flavor. And it's one of the most nourishing foods you can serve. It's rich in food energy value, and it's fortified with important vitamin A. So get your family off to a right start at breakfast by serving
even more
delicious, nourishing parquet. That's Parkay. Parquet margarine, made by Kraft.
Kraft.
Hello, Mrs. Finley. This is Mr. Gildersleeve, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. You probably don't know me, Mrs. Finley, but I'm calling with regard to the forthcoming opera benefit, of which you have undoubtedly heard, and of which I have the honor to be one of the sponsors. Your name has been given to me, Mrs. Finley, as one of the... Oh, you're a sponsor yourself. Well, how's it going? Me too. Well, good luck.
Uncle Mort, what are the chances of somebody else getting at that phone?
Not now, my dear. Give me another name from the book, Leroy.
We haven't had much luck with the F's. You want to try the G's?
I'll try anything.
But, Uncle Mort, you've been on the phone for hours.
The way it's going, I'll be on it for days.
But I've got to do my homework.
Well, go do it. Pick a name, Leroy.
But I've got to call Francie. It's algebra.
You're not going to do your algebra on my telephone.
Well, how can I do it if I can't call Francie?
Do it in your head. How does anybody else do it? Next name, Leroy?
Flack, E.J. Summerfield 0859.
Black. Summerfield 0859. Don't stand there making faces at me, Marjorie. Go do your... hello. Yes. Hello, Mrs. Hold the wire a minute, please. Leroy, what was that name?
Flack.
Huh?
I think it was Flack. Maybe it was Flake. Or Fluke.
Yeah, okay. Hello, Mrs. Flack. This is Mr. Gildersleeve, Throckmorton Gildersleeve. You probably don't know me, Mrs. Flack, but I'm calling with regard to the forthcoming opera benefit, of which you've undoubtedly heard, and of which I have the honor to be one of the sponsors. Your name has been given to me. Mrs. Fluke is one... Oh, you too, huh? Sorry to have bothered you. How can anybody sell opera tickets if everybody's going to be a sponsor?
Doorbell. It's Judge Hooker.
Oh, what does he want? Just when I'm... Wait a minute. Let the dear judge in, my dear. Let him come right in.
Oh, sure.
Hello, Judge.
Good afternoon, Marjorie.
Horace, my old friend, welcome to our humble abode. Take the judge's coat there, my dear. Horace, I'm certainly glad to see you.
Well.
Leroy, get out of that chair. Sit down, old fellow. Sit down.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll stand up, Gildy. No, thank you, Marjorie. I won't take off my coat.
Sit down, stand up, take off your coat, roast to death, suit yourself. This is Liberty Hall here. We want to please you.
Marjorie, how long has he been like this?
Since birth, I guess.
Horace, my friend, how much money have you got on you?
None of your business. Why?
Horace, my friend, much as I esteem you, I've always felt that there's one facet of your education that's been woefully neglected, and that is music.
What bush are you beating around now?
And if there's one field of music in which you're particularly ignorant, it's opera. Now, I am so fortunate as to have in my possession here a few little tickets.
If those are opera tickets.
They are.
And if you were thinking of selling me any.
It was in the back of my mind.
Well, I happen to be the chairman of the opera's committee on arrangements.
Horace, have you sold any of those tickets they stuck you with?
To tell you the truth, Gildy, I've been so busy with all the committee work I haven't even tried. But I anticipate no particular difficulty. I just dropped in to tell you that owing to the many demands upon my time, I may be a little late to the Jolly Boys meeting tonight.
Oh, I'd forgotten there was one.
You're going, aren't you?
I don't know.
Well, if you do, ask him not to hold up the proceedings for me. Oh, and since you mention it, you might just take these opera tickets of mine and pass them around down there in case any of the members are cared to purchase.
You go sell them yourself, Horace. I've got my own tickets to get rid of.
Huh. Well, I may see you later then, if you decide to go.
Don't worry. I'll be going. You're not going to get down there ahead of me, the old goat.
The old goat.
Floyd, you're the most... Boys! Let's be jolly boys, shall we?
I'm just trying to make myself heard, that's all, Chief.
Well, we heard you.
I say we've got to get behind the opera, fellas. I say we should support it.
Why?
It's for charity, Floyd.
Yeah, I know about charity. Give me another reason.
Well, it's going to be an important function socially. I think if the Jolly Boys were to attend, it would give them a little class.
A little class could ruin this club.
He's got a point there.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing, too. This isn't just a club here. In a way, we're a musical organization.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, you wouldn't, maybe. But Floyd, you're a singer.
Well, I can hold my own, I guess.
You're as sound a tenor as I know.
Gee, thanks, Commissioner.
And the chief here. I don't know where you'd find a better bass.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Of course, the judge ain't here, so we don't have to lie about him.
Yeah, very good, Floyd.
That voice.
So what I say, fellows, as music lovers and the only singing group in Summerfield that's worth a hoot, the Jolly Boys should not only go to the opera, they should attend in a body. How about it?
He's got a point there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all go.
That's the stuff, fellas. Now, I've been able to obtain a few choice tickets, which I happen to have here with me. Coincidence. Let's see. Each of us will want to take a wife or friend, I presume.
Just a minute, Commish. How much are these tickets?
How much are they?
Yeah, how much?
$5.
$5?
$5?
$5 to take the wife to a lousy opera?
$10, Floyd. The tickets are $5 apiece.
You keep out of this, Peavy.
Now, hold on. I'm for charity and all that, but fun is fun.
Yeah.
When I pay out $10, I like to get a little something for my money. Lousy opera.
Have you ever been to the opera, Floyd?
No, and it don't look like I'm going.
Have you, Chief?
No, I can't say that I have.
Peavy?
I told you, Merry Widow.
Yeah. Why, gentlemen, you've missed some of the greatest entertainment in the world.
That ain't what I heard.
Why, it's exciting. It's spectacular. People go miles to see it. Why, in the opera Carmen alone, you know what you get?
What?
Bullfights, duels, parades, love scenes, beautiful senoritas.
Yeah?
Yeah. And through it all, gorgeous melodies. Toreador, oh, Toreador, Toreador, Toreador.
Toreador.
What's the opera about, Commissioner?
Carmen, what's it about?
Yeah.
Well, it's about this girl named Carmen, this beautiful senorita. She's Spanish, see, and she's very ooh-la-la.
That's French.
Well... She's the French type, only she's Spanish. So in comes this fellow who's in love with her. His name is Don somebody, and he's about 6'6". He comes marching in. Toreador, oh, Toreador.
You sang that.
Yeah. Well, he no sooner arrives and start make loving. Well, who wrote this? He no sooner arrives and starts making love to Carmen, who, believe me, fellas, is a dish, really. And in comes another fella, Don somebody else. Right away, they're jealous. And they whip out their swords and go at it hammer and tongs. Toreador, eh, Toreador.
Is that the only song in the opera?
Let him tell the story, Floyd.
Floyd, don't betray your ignorance. Surely you've heard... Vesti la juba, yo-ho-ho, Pagliacci. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, that's it, Chief.
Why, I've heard that.
Sure, and then there's... Celeste Aida.
Who's Aida?
Friend of Carmen's.
Oh.
Celeste Aida. Da, Carmen.
Is that opera? No kidding?
Certainly. Oh, and don't forget Martha.
She another friend?
I guess so.
Martha, Martha, I implore you, leave me not to pine and sigh. Say, Chief, you know that,
Why,
don't you?
I've got a record of that.
Great.
Say, this sounds like a great show.
Oh, it's even better when you see it. Bullfights, fellas, beautiful senoritas, a band of 50 pieces.
Mr. Gildersleeve, are there any elephants?
Yeah, sure, Peavy.
I wouldn't be surprised, Peavy. It's got everything else.
I always like to see the elephant.
Oh, well. Now, who wants tickets, fellas? How many? Chief?
I'll bite, Commissioner. Give me 2.
That's the stuff. 2 for the Chief. Peavy, how about you?
Give me 1 for now. I'll let you know about the other one later.
Great. 1 it is. Floyd, how about it?
I still say $10 is too steep.
Oh, come on, Floyd.
Yes, Floyd. Let's all go.
Well, don't urge him if you don't want to. Just hate to think about what he's missing, that's all those gorgeous melodies. Some think the world was made for fun and frolic, and so do I.
And so do I.
Some like to fret and be all melancholic.
To pine and sigh.
To pine and sigh.
Great. Come on, how about it, Floyd?
Nope.
But I like to spend my time in singing some joyful song.
Some joyful song.
To set the world with laughter bravely ringing is far from wrong. Is far from wrong.
Hearken, hearken,
music fills the air. Hearken, hearken, joy is everywhere. Paninkily, paninkula, paninkily, paninkula. Joy is every... Floyd, I forgot to tell you about the biggest scene in the opera.
What's that?
That's where Carmen and her friend, these two beautiful senoritas, they get into a fight over this fellow. You know, Don somebody?
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's really something to see. They bite, they scratch, they even start to tear each other's clothes off.
Tear each other's...
Oh?
Yeah?
Right before your very eyes. But there's no telling how it might end. Only the dancing girls come in and pull them apart.
Dancing girls? You didn't tell me they had dancing girls.
Oh, hundreds of them.
I'll take 2 tickets.
Joy is everywhere. Paniculate, panicula.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a few moments. A little while ago, I had a few words to say about Parquet Margarine's fresh, delicate flavor, how it makes all kinds of bread taste so good. And I also pointed out how Parquet Margarine helps provide your family with fine, wholesome nourishment because it's so rich in food energy and fortified with important vitamin A. Now, another reason why Parquet Margarine is preferred by millions to any other spread is that it's so economical. Parquet's nourishing goodness and unmatched flavor can be enjoyed by your family for only about half the price of costly spreads. So why pay more? Just try Parquet Margarine once and see if you don't prefer it to any other brand. That's Parkay, Parquet Margarine, made by the Kraft Foods Company.
The Kraft Food Company, makers of slave food for 150 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's just 1 week left in the Victory Bond Drive. The war is over, but the government needs money to bring our men home from overseas, to provide hospital care for the wounded, to support the wives and children of those who will never return. If the war was worth buying bonds for, surely these vital peacetime needs deserve our help, too.
Sure.
And remember,
keep the money
inflation
coming
is still
in.
a danger.
Your taxes
the bonds
aren't
are
enough.
the best defense against it. So if you haven't bought your Victory Bond yet, do it tomorrow.
Victory
Will you?
Bond.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Totally. The Great Gildersleeve.
The Great Gildersleeve is
Yes.
played by Harold Perry. It is written
Harold
by
Perry.
John Whedon and Sam Moore. The music is by Jack Meakin. This is John Lang speaking for the Kraft Foods Company and inviting you to listen in again next week
Wow.
for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
So there you go, The Great Gildersleeve. This one is from 1945, episode 188. That's a lot of episodes. Yeah, that's a lot of episodes. So it is May 21st, 2025. It is Wednesday. It's Hump Day. I have in my hands here a TV Guide magazine from the week of May 20th through May 26th, 1978. This is the TV Guide of the week we've been listening to. It's got a great rendering of Three's Company on there. Suzanne Summers, Joyce DeWitt, and John Ritter. The son of Tex Ritter. Tex Ritter was actually featured on one of my video time machines of late. So check it out. Check it out. He was a staple on American television. Tex Ritter, John Ritter's father. Yes. So we're going to look at Wednesday on this TV Guide because it is Wednesday today. So we're going to look at Wednesday, May 24th, 1978. And since we usually wind up the first of the week finding out pretty much what's going on in the mornings, because it's pretty much repeats itself. I think we're going to forego the morning, afternoon, and go right to the prime time evening at 6 o'clock. And of course, we usually start with news. News. And Hugh Downs talks about growing old in America in Over Easy at 6. He continues Over Easy talking about Peter Ustinov and his interview with Peter Ustinov. At 7 o'clock, we have The Gong Show. Rex Reed, J.P. Morgan, and Patty Andrews are the guest judges. As always, I like to share with you the cigarette ads in the TV guides. And this is a great one. I like the artwork on this one. It's just some great drawings of the cigarette packages. So there you go. While we are on the subject of Pall Mall, I will go ahead and pull out a pack of Pall Malls from my cigar box over there. And here is a pack of Pall Malls. There you go. So, what do we have here? My Three Sons at 7, Crosswits, Vicki Lawrence, ooh, nice. 7:30, more Gong Show, Phyllis Diller, wow, she's a guest judge, that's nice. I always like to read Who's on Hollywood Squares, because there's a lot of squares, and they fill each square with a new, usually a new contestant. So Hollywood Squares at 7:30, 1978, May 24th. Rodney Dangerfield, George Goebel, Bonnie Franklin, Paul Lynde, James MacArthur, Gavin MacLeod, Suzanne Plachette, Joan Rivers, and Paul Williams. Oh, Paul Williams. Yay, Paul Williams. I love Paul Williams. Yes. All right, at 8 o'clock, prime time. 8 is enough. It's a repeat. But it is 8 is enough. It's the Bradfords, right? It's a great show. Great show. Also, another hour-long show at 8 o'clock, Grizzly Adams. So even though that one's a repeat as well, I'm going to probably watch Grizzly Adams. Wow, check this out. Mad Jack, Denver Pyle, takes a pot shot at a monstrous flying critter and bags the airship of a famed French balloonist. Wow, that's a great episode there. Also, Snoopy's Music on Ice. I will pass. Live from Lincoln Center. I'll pass. It's Mikhail Baryshnikov. I don't know. I'm not going to do that, no. I might do Carol Burnett and Friends because Tim Conway is frickin' hilarious. There's a movie on at 9 called Scarecrow with Gene Hackman and Al Pacino. I'm not an Al Pacino fan, but I am an Gene Hackman fan. So Scarecrow. And at 9 o'clock, Charlie's Angels. Nice. Phil Silvers, Jim Backus. Nice. Scarecrow's 1973 movie. All right, John Wayne, Katharine Hepburn, Rooster Cogburn. This is actually in my Netflix playlist right now. I'm going to have to check it out. I've seen it. I haven't seen it since maybe the 90s. Probably the last time I saw it was with my father. He liked to watch a lot of old flicks. Let's see, and we're still doing the Dane curse. Wow. Conclusion. Shoosh, part 3. That's crazy, man. Crazy, man. Crazy, man. And what do we have here? Great performances. Romeo and Juliet Ballet. Dick Cavett, Vincent Price is going to perform scenes from Diversions and Delights, his one-man show about Oscar Wilde. Really? Vincent Price does a one-man show about Oscar Wilde in 1978? He's got to be pretty old. Interesting, interesting. Love American Style, 11. Love American Style, 11:05. Police Story at 11:30. Johnny Carson, doesn't say who's on. We get into late night, and that's it until Thursday. So there is the TV guide of the week there. So we'll put that there with the album of the day, which is Gildersleeve. You can find Gildersleeve in my Gildersleeve playlist on my channel, so check it out. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, we got about 20 minutes left. So what are we going to talk about for 20 minutes? I'll tell you what. I can't stop thinking about going camping. I'm thinking in about 6-7 minutes I got to wake up my wife. It's usually she's taken off on Thursdays now to go help out some friends. Now I think it's we're busy tomorrow, so she's going to have to go today, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see. And then, of course, you'll probably be talking to them about Mom coming by and postponing visits to her house, to their house, until somebody can be here to hang out with Grandma. So there. I'm ready to make this work for a week or a month or a year. I don't care. I'll rearrange whatever I got to rearrange personally in order to keep Grandma here as long as possible. Mainly because I just want my wife and daughter to spend time with her, the pluses that I get to, but, I really need those 3 generations of girls to hang out together and talk. It seems probably more important to me than it does to them at this point. My wife just wants to see her mom. My daughter just wants to see Grandma. But at this point, I want to see those 3 girls talking, hanging out. Whatever. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. Just to see them experience that. That's what I'm looking for. Because it may not seem all that, important to my daughter right now, because, she's young, and I get it. But at some point, she's going to look back and go, wow, that was heavy. We got to spend a little bit of time with my father before he passed away. We knew he was dying, so we tried to go out, as many times as we could after we found out. And it turns out that was like 3 or 4 times that we were able to go out and see him before he passed away. I think the last time we saw him was right within 12 hours before he passed away. Which wasn't fun, but it had to be done. I don't want that for my wife and daughter. I want them to see Grandma now and have some time with her, Because ultimately we're all checking out, and it's, take advantage of the time that you have now. If there's somebody that you care about and you want to see them now, because tick-tock, baby. Tickety-tock. Tuateliman. I'm going to get another bong hit together here, because, wow, I'm loving this stuff. This is great. Went through a nice, healthy little nug already this morning. Yeah, I smoke a lot of pot. I can't believe I smoke like a half an ounce a week. Half an ounce. When I first started smoking pot, that would last, well, it could last me a night if I was with the right people. But a half an ounce would last me weeks, month, you know. And it don't anymore, mainly because I don't smoke it for the same reason. I smoke it for my head to keep me from being a kook. But mainly I smoke it for pain, because pain rules my life at this point. Yeah. When I was younger, it was mainly to allow me to socialize. That's why I smoked pot. And to allow me the ability to not just dwell on my own, you know, fucked upness. Is that a thing? Tell me, Secretary. Tell me. I don't know. She's not talking. She's just grinning at me with that Mona Lisa smile. Yes, she has a Mona Lisa smile. It's awesome, man. So this is Hump Day, man. Next week, I don't know what the hell's going on, but tomorrow we have 8-track tapes, another case of 8-track tapes that we're going to look at. We're going to do a little bit of arts and crafts. I don't know what yet. I'm going to have to dig something up. And then it's guitar gig again, so we're going to fool around with the guitar and turn it on and jam some chords and crunch some power chords and fiddle around and noodle some stuff and just ad-lib. Mainly because I'm not a guitar player, I'm not a musician. I don't play regularly. I just enjoy fiddling around. And I got this new guitar because I had high hopes of furthering my music once I got my voice back after I, you know, went through the denture thing. My voice is never going to be the same because, well, with or without dentures, I don't sound the same. So I'm not going to be doing much singing. I may do some songwriting, lyric writing, and I may, you know, come up with some melodies and tunes and stuff, but that's just pretty much what I've always been doing. There's Mom's alarm right there. How alarming. So let me go ahead and take my coffee, warm it up, and ask Mom if she wants to get up. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hang on. Okay. She is not getting up. But Sam is awake, and that part of the house is now turned off, so to speak. So the house is very quiet now. I'll have to get up again in a minute and let Sam decide what he's going to do. He just went outside, and he's going to come in, and I'll hear the door creak open, and his little feet come padding in. And then I'll want to close my wife's door so that I don't bug her for this last 10 minutes of the show. Friday, we are going to talk about me, the early years. And Friday's show is going to be about living in a house, because there were only a couple of times from birth until about, well, for the first 20 years of my life, I only lived in a house as a family with my family, mom, dad, and brother and sister, like 3 times in 20 years. And I'm not talking about like, oh, well, 7 years here and 5. No, it's like a couple of years here and a couple of months here and a couple of years there. And that was it. In the first 20 years of my life, we only lived in houses on rare occasions. All the other times it was trailers, mobile homes, motor homes, van, a tent, car, that kind of shit. So growing up, I had to be with friends and their families in their homes to know what it was like to have 4 walls and a roof over you that wasn't mobile, or a shack, or a van, or something, or a tent, canvas walls and a canvas roof. It's amazing that as much time as I spent camping, living in a tent growing up, or in campgrounds or motorhomes or trailers or stuff, it's just amazing that I even want to go camping, right? But it's just, it must be instinctual, genetic as a human to want to live outdoors and do things outdoors. We try to hide ourselves from that want, that desire, that inner need to be outdoors. Mainly because from birth in most countries, that is just totally pushed out of you, so that you become a part of society and become that slave, basically. Because ultimately that's what society is breeding through humanity right now. It's just slavery. That's all that conformity is. Employment is a form of slavery because it involves credit. There's Sam. Let me go close this door. So it all comes in many forms. All right, so we're wrapping up the last 10 minutes of the show here about good old hump day. I'm just about a week and a half away from, well, about 2 weeks away from being camping at this very moment, right? I don't think I'm going to be able to do a morning show. So far, it looks like my cell signal is crap. Now, if I had a way to strengthen my signal and enhance it and make it really strong, that would be great. And that would probably allow me to go live in some fashion, right? what I would probably do is play one of my shows on YouTube here, or a download of something. Probably put a video onto my phone that I can play from my phone and put it up in front of the camera on the computer here, on the webcam, so that I could go live and do my opening and closing themes. Kind of half-assed, but it would work, right? And just go live from the campsite. It would be outside because at 5 in the morning, everybody would be asleep. So I would have to do it quietly. And even then, if I did it quietly at 5 in the morning at a campground in the middle of it's going to be too loud. It's just going to be too loud. No one in a camp next to me is going to stand for somebody outside their trailer essentially having a phone conversation for 2 hours, right? That would drive me nuts. If somebody was right outside my trailer window and was blah 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 and then playing music, that would drive me crazy. I would open the window and fucking scream at them. So more than likely, I'm not doing a show. I could do it from inside the van, but my daughter's going to be asleep in the van. So there's that. I could do it in a tent, but it doesn't do anything for the sound. I'm just as loud in a tent as I am outside the tent. So, yeah, that's kind of where that is. So, camping, yes. I am going camping from the 3rd to the 5th. Checking in on the 3rd, checking out on the 5th. Myself and Joey and my daughter, and I'm not sure yet if my wife is going to come or if her brother is going to come. I'm not sure if my daughter has any inclination yet of inviting a friend to come up. All of her friends work, right? So some of them go to school too, but my daughter does not work. It's not that I'm trying to spoil her. Her life is going to be tough enough, right? I want to give her as much at home as she can before she gets out there into the toughness. It's tough enough right now because all she does is go to school. So, yes, she could go to work and go to school. She wouldn't do as well in school, and she would hate work. I want her to get done with school and start working so that she can enjoy work and love what she does every day. So I'm really trying to instill that in her so that, it's not work to her. She doesn't become a slave to anybody but her own desires. I gotta go cover up Sam. Well, he's okay. His head's covered up. That's the good spot. That's what but, oh, poor Sam. Okay, he'll be okay. As long as his head's covered up, then he feels like he's in his little zone, right? So this is it, people. I am coming back tomorrow for Arts and Crafts Day, Guitar Day, 8-track Day, and we'll see what happens. I don't think I have anything too outrageous planned. So basically we're going to sit here and I'm going to fiddle around with the guitar and Arts and Crafts. I don't know what the hell to do. Maybe when I'm out and about today, if I am, I'll pick up something from a thrift shop to do, right? What the hell? What the hell? my wife has got these little rings, different size rings with the pegs all the way around, and it's used to make tubes, hats, and whatnot. She started making a net, fishing net, hammock, for my daughter. She wants to make her a hammock that she can hang in the corner in her room to put her, like, toys and dolls and stuff in, right? You can buy something like that for like $1, but it's not the same, right? So that's Mom, let's make it. And then she learns how to make it, and right now she's literally learning how to make a net hammock. That's Mom. That's my girls. So yeah. I need to put that mandolin in my wife's hands. I need to get it over to the guitar guy. The last time I was there, I literally dropped my guitar off, my second guitar, and he had like 3 or 4 other guitars in there. When I went back to pick that guitar up a week later, his room was literally filled with guitars standing on end here. Rows of them on the ground. It was just his room, a shop in half his garage was just filled with guitars. And I'm like, okay, I'll contact you, because I knew that if I dropped something off, he wasn't going to get to it. He just wasn't going to get to it. So at some point, I'll hit him up and find out if he has any time just to do the setup on a new mandolin. Get it all straight and tuned and ready to go. And then get the book and the video and give it to my wife and say, here, learn. I would love to be able to play a little song. I'd sing a song if I could get my wife and daughter to play along with me. Get my daughter to learn some stuff on the keyboard, and get my wife to learn some stuff on the mandolin, and then I would learn some stuff on the acoustic guitar, and then come in later with some electric guitar, maybe some bass, and maybe some percussion somehow. I would probably record something with them, having some electronic drums in the background, just keeping a beat. Right? Something just keeping time that we can play along with, so that later I can come in and add some percussion, something that I can play along with. Or program in, whatever. But that would be like one of those bucket list things, to record a song with my wife and daughter. All right, I'm going to do this bong hit here and then say adios. Looks like my daughter's going to be asleep until at least noon. And my wife should be asleep for at least the next hour. So, hi, bud. I gotta tuck him in. He can feel that his butt is exposed, and it makes him uncomfortable. Yeah, I will be back tomorrow bright and early at 5 a.m. Stop on by and say hello. If you're catching these in a rerun, in a playlist, you really need to stop by at some point and just say, hey, what's up, man? I was watching this show, and it's just stupid, man. You don't do anything. You just sit there and blah, 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 blah. I know. It doesn't seem like much now. Hi, Natalie. But later, when my daughter's watching, when she actually watches, it'll mean something then. in 10 years, it'll mean something to my wife. You know, it'll mean something later to those who I will at some point be completely out of touch with. And this will be the only way that they'll be able to say hi and all that is. Okay, I am going to get out of here. I'm going to roll my end credits and boogie on down. Boogie on down. Stop by sometime. Leave a comment. Share. Subscribe, and I'll subscribe back. You know what to do, people, all right? Be kind. Spread peace and love. Not bullshit. Do something for yourself today. But go out there and do something for somebody else, too, because it's nice. It's a nice thing to do, to take care of the people around you, even if you don't know them. Remember, we're all related. Most especially, stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. I'm here, I'm weird, get used to it, right? Nowadays, being weird is just being yourself. Non-conformity. My daughter's weird just because she tells her high school teacher, no. You're a rebel. All right, people. Take care, all right? Not just of yourself, but of everyone around you. Peace and love, people. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Adios.